Welcome back, welcome back, and welcome back. We'll be making a breakfast casserole today. We're going to use some whole milk, black pepper, garlic salt, Mrs. Dash. Of course, we're going to need some eggs, some shredded hash browns, some syrup, some sausage. I like the maple. You can use the hot. You can use just the regular bread, whatever one you want to use, okay? And then I've got about a cup and a half of shredded cheese here. Here's your shot. Now let's get cooking. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the sausage and the hash browns going. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. You can use any oil you want. I'm just going in with a good couple of tablespoons. And then I am going to get those hash browns in there. Hold on. All right, I put the whole bag in here, but I'll only be using half the bag. But I'm going to use the other half for some breakfast stuff for my family. I've got the sausage over here. So it's going to take us about 10 minutes. We're going to brown this up. We're going to brown that up. And we'll be right back. All right, we are 5 minutes in on this. And I'm going to go ahead and put in about a tablespoon of garlic salt. And again, season to your family's liking. Feel free to. I'm going to go in with about a tablespoon of black pepper. Simply because I want my potatoes to have a little bit of flavor, okay? And then I'm going to also go in with a little bit of Mrs. Dash. So that's a tablespoon of each. Again, I say feel free to season how you choose. All right, 5 more minutes, and then we'll be done with this. I'll be right back. All right, our next steps. I've got 2, 4, 6 eggs in there. Another tablespoon of Mrs. Dash, because you want to kind of season every layer of the food. That way every bite has flavor. And also a tablespoon of the garlic salt. And if you just want to use salt and pepper because that's what you prefer, then that's what you use. And then I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of that black pepper. Again, I say use whatever your heart desires. Then I'm just going to give this, and feel free to use your whisk. I just always use a fork. I'm just going to kind of mix that up a little bit. I'm going to break those yolks up and get it all well combined. Get that seasoning off the sides. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with about a cup of milk. Eyeballing it, of course. And then we're going to give her another dish. Okay, and now it's time to assemble that casserole. Have your oven preheated to 350. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay. All right. I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients, slide them all over here so we can just do what we do. I'll be right back. All right. Use any baking dish you like. I'm going to use this little pretty one. And we're going to go ahead and spray her down with any cooking spray you prefer, if I can get the words out. I always tell you I love the butter. It's just my preference, just my game, just my thing. Feel free to use whatever you want. We're going to go in first with some of those delicious hash browns. And we're going to put them on the bottom. And again, like I told you before, you know, season to your liking, to your family's taste. Whatever tickles your fancy, whatever you want to use. Okay? And we're just going to put a nice little even layer on the bottom. That whole bag would absolutely be perfect for this dish. But like I told you before, I'm not going to use quite all of it. And I'm not going to leave much. But I am going to go ahead and make sure that the whole bottom of this is completely covered. This is going to be our bottom layer. And we want to make sure that it is completely covered. I'm just kind of pushing it down. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to go in with is that delicious sausage. Okay. The whole package. And you can use any combinations of meat that you want to use for this dish. It won't hurt nothing. This baby's dripping. Let me take it to the sink. Hold on. All right. Didn't want that all over my stove. Okay. And then we're just going to do the same thing. Give it an even layer because at the end of the day, you want a bite of everything that we're putting together here and every piece of that dish. Okay. trust me when I say this is delicious. And I've made a million of these. I probably made this one on my channel. I've got so many doggone videos. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with that cheese. Feel free to omit this if you're not a cheese lover. Nothing wrong with that. Do what you feel. And this is 1.5 cups. Okay. Just want to give it an even spread. Like I said, you want every bite of every ingredient. Okay. We've got that oven preheating to 350. And then we're going to finish it up with this delicious egg mixture. Just giving it another little zhuzh. And we just want to pour it as evenly as we can over the top. Okay. And then we're going to bake this in the oven from anywhere to 35 to 45 minutes depending on your oven. It does depend on your oven. 350. And I'm just kind of patting it down because I want that to be just as perfectly beautiful as possible. Simply for video purposes. Otherwise, I wouldn't care. All right. So 350, 35 to 45 minutes. And Gigi will see you back there. And here she is, fresh out of the oven. Doesn't she look amazing? I'm going to dress her up, cut out a slice, and give her her close-up. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Doesn't it make you want a slice? Yes, it does.
Are you ready for phase 1?